I'm Stephen Less, and my YouTube channel is Steve24FPS, like frames per second. And I had uploaded a bunch of 3D videos, which up until the end of last year, YouTube was able to play in various ways to accommodate the viewer's display. And now those options don't exist, and all my videos play, my 3D videos play in Anaglyph. But what I realized is that I can adapt those videos for Google Cardboard. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So first of all, I'm assuming that you have a left and a right eye. And in this bin, Sheila, that's a short video I made, I've got the left eye and the right eye. So I am going to drag the left eye along with the audio into the timeline. And then I'm going to drag just the video of the right eye into the timeline because I already have the audio. I always work left first, then right, which is why the left is on track 1 and the right is on track 2. So I'm going to disable track 2 so I can focus just for now on track 1, which is the left eye. Okay, so actually before we get into the how to do it, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it this way. This is my Google Cardboard, and I modified it a little bit to fit my Galaxy S5 in its case. But what I wondered about is how to position the left and the right eye, how far apart to put them. So what I did is first I measured my interpupillary distance by just using a ruler and looking in the mirror and measuring center to center, and I got about 62 millimeters. Then I took my Google Cardboard and measured it center to center of the lenses, and coincidentally got actually I made the marks on the bottom here, about 62 millimeters again. Then I looked through the Google Cardboard and looked for my center of view and marked that on the left and the right eye, and that came out to be about 62 millimeters, give or take 1 or 2. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to go with that. And then it was just a question of translating millimeters into pixels. So I measured the width of my Galaxy S5 screen, which is 113 millimeters. And knowing that the distance I wanted between the center of the left eye and the center of the right eye was 62 millimeters, I calculated how many pixels that was. So let's see, what do I have? I got 62 millimeters is 1056 pixels on my S5. And so that meant that there was 432 pixels from the left to the center of the left edge of the screen to the center of the left image, and 432 from the right side of the screen to the center of the right image. And did the math, and so basically the center position of the left eye is 432, and the center position of the right eye is 1488 pixels. Right. Okay. So, um, but there's a couple of other considerations. Um, so here we're looking at the left eye. And first of all, I want to show you what I started with, which isn't a bad way to go. It's simpler, and it works. Okay, so here's the left eye, and what I'm going to do is just make it 50%, and then I'm going to position it all the way to the left. Okay, so that's fine. Then the right eye, I'm going to do the same thing, 50%, and move it all the way to the right. So that's 1440 numerically. So you can see that I've got the left eye on the left and the right eye on the right. And if you put this in Google Cardboard, it will work up to a certain extent. There's three problems with it. One is that there's a lot of black on the top and the bottom. The second is that you can't see the edges of the frame. So I find that a little disturbing as a viewer because I don't know how far the frame extends beyond what I can see. And then the third thing is that the 3D is hard to watch because the center of the left eye and the center of the right eye aren't positioned where the center of my pupils are, or where the center of my vision falls inside the Google Cardboard. So what we're going to do is fix all that. Okay, so first of all, let's go back to just the left eye. And to fill in the top and the bottom, I'm going to scale it up from 50% to 60%. That didn't work because I did it on the right eye. Okay, there. Okay, and that's just going to fill in the top and the bottom a little bit more. Then, so that the viewer has a sense of where the edge of the frame is, I'm going to crop the image. So I'll grab the crop from the video effects, transform, and I found that 15% is the minimum to crop it. Actually, you just get the sense that you're seeing to the edge of the frame, but you're still losing the corners. So a more square frame might be more appropriate. But this works. Like I said, it's the minimum. And obviously you're losing the left and the right sides of the frame, which might hurt you depending on how you framed your video. But there's no way you're going to see it anyway in Google Cardboard. So I'm going to do the same thing now with the right eye. I already shrunk it to 60%. And now I'm going to position it at that 1488 number that I described earlier and crop it 15% on the left, 50% on the right. There. Okay, and what I forgot to do is on the left eye, 480 is positioning the center of the left eye in the center of the left half of the entire 1920 by 1080 frame. And that's not that doesn't center it for my eyesight. But as I mentioned before, 432 does. So now the center of the left eye and the center of the right eye fall in the center of my field of view at the back of the Google Cardboard when I look through the Google Cardboard. And that's all there is to it. I export it. And when I put my S5 in my Google Cardboard, I can see pretty good 3D, although I'm losing the edges of the frame. Now, of course, this is no standard to use because cell phones are different dimensions, Google Cardboards are different dimensions, and I'm not sure how a standard can be established. But I thought, well, all I can do is really go by what I've got. And when I learn more about, say, making it an average interpupillary distance, starting with that, an average Google Cardboard, then I could adjust these parameters. So that's it for now, but I'll do one more tutorial starting from a side-by-side clip versus here where I started from a left eye clip and a right eye clip, which is this way. This one is easier to deal with. But you won't always have necessarily a left eye and a right eye. You might only have a side-by-side. So I'll show you how to do that next time.